instance, you don't have the best tools to get onto these squishier targets. You do have a very strong front line. In this situation, you could soak a lot of damage. You have, you know, the rebuttal from the Mel that can block some poke. You have shields. You have the Xin Zhao.
Put together a decent amount of farm. Effort and Kaz now together looking for another opportunity as Chovy no flash, and there's a Rune Prison. Hookshot does come on forward as Effort tanking up the turret for so long, and they do manage to get that first blood, but man, that was pretty close, and Duro is able to get that kill back onto Effort.
Yeah, so Effort was trying to...
Whoa, a flash forward from BDD as well, as he looks for the extra damage. Kaz with the Tempest, the Q misses, and Duro is able to walk it off, but without anything left in the tank.
And Kaz so low, so close to going down there, ends up being a 1-for-1 after everything. KT the ones who end up getting kills onto the carries. Killing the Karma not going to feel as good, but you're still fine with it. The Canyon just farming in the meantime. Oh, level 6 hit.
Yep, Train is going to go past Perfect here as Effort now moving towards the top side. He's everywhere this game. Gets the stun from the hookshot. Canyon making his move towards this top side. That means KT should be able to take this without too much of a response from Gen.G.
Pretty easy pick. Gen.G trying to move into position to contest this. One grub secured already.
Yeah, that's the first one. Safeguard available here for Kaz onto Effort over this wall, and will be able to use that to get himself out of there. Keen at about half health, and Perfect continuing to soften him up, and it looks like KT wanting to go for something, although that Sonic Wave misses, and therefore they just get themselves out. So 2-1, grub advantage over the...
And we'll see what it ends up being. Could be a big factor in this game. With Infernal and Cloud already not available.
It's got to be a Mountain Soul, right? And damage, and so therefore, like, being able to get that health bar back could be good, as Duro going to get kicked back here by Kaz. BDD looking for an angle, but Duro does have that Inspire, but there is the Rune Prison, and unfortunately, I mean, KT's macro, this is looking like some round 1 macro that we saw from KT, which was a lot cleaner. BDD able to cheat that Realm Warp over to the other side of the wall. The Gen.G do make it out, another kick, but a great snare from Chovy. Flashes, so the Resonating Strike doesn't work. The Overwhelm, not going to be enough, but Canyon will be able to shut down Effort. Kaz now taking a lot of damage, has to flash it out of the way, and the Train coming on over. Keen not able to hit anyone, but Canyon gets over that wall. Great satchel there from aiming to try and keep Kaz alive, but it does not work, and Ruler is now on the board.
Gen.G managed to come in and punish KT for a bit of that over-aggression, but in the end, it's only 2 kills picked up. 2-for-1 in favor of Gen.G.
First turret went over,
tower.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Now Perfect's trying to be annoying here.
Do they, like, KT are just interrupting backs all over the place. Duro is just dead. Yeah, really clean.
For the Scion to go back, knows it's an easy target, and now they can just look for this tower. It's satchel range for aiming right now.
Yep, he is able to just blow that one up immediately. So the outer ring at huge
Crying Trinket came down, he just knew he was kind of dead.
Yeah, it wasn't going to be many options to get him out of that one, as Keen, once again, having to use that ultimate very defensively here towards this bottom side. And this Serpent Spang really doing some work for Perfect as well to cut down that Soul Furnace. Is now Kaz moving in, just going to get knocked up by that Q, but gets the kickback onto the Scion. Keen fully separated from his team, but the rest of them are moving in. Mega Inferno Bomb going to be enough to shut him down, but there goes Effort as well. And the Zombie Scion is actually doing a fair bit of work here, as Kaz will be able to finish him off in the end. A 1-for-1 top laner for support.
Yeah, we keep comparing Homewood from yesterday to today with HLE and KT, but they're playing the map.
Oh,
really
BDD just going to walk over, gets the Crescent Guard out of Canyon, who decides to go back in. Flash out from Perfect to avoid Chovy's damage, which is really starting to stack up. Still, KT just going to move back looking for Soul Point.
Yeah, some oversteps there. Cost Perfect his flash in that situation, but he's able to get away from it. Aiming, TPing in with a Shadow Flame. So much burst on this Ziggs now. We see that Gen.G are looking to try and at least contest some of this vision, but 2,700 gold behind it, a big item spike for the Ziggs. It's going to be hard to contest if they want to.
And Canyon also without his ultimate and without a lot of his health bar as well, as he's looking to take down this red buff. Ruler on the minefield, needs to be very, very careful as in goes Keen once again. Hextech Ultimatum holds him in position, but Keen's already starting to be a bit difficult to get through, and Gen.G are going to be able to move themselves over, aiming caught off to the side, but my god, the damage from this Ziggs is absolutely absurd. And yeah, Duro is probably dead if he gets hit by that one. Keen already taken down. It's BDD that locks up that kill, but now Canyon in this pit. Steal from Kaz! Mega Inferno Bomb, and everyone is dead! It's only Ruler left alive, and the Realm Warp will secure his fate. Is that a Quadra?
Poke down, look at the damage of
My
Aduro.
God.
But then his ult's coming up soon, and I'm thinking, when's the window? When's the window? Does he go for Ruler and Duro, or does he go for the rest of the team? And then they come into the pin. I'm like, well, it's an easy decision now, and he just throws the ult in. It's so much value.
And the insult to injury there as well is that Kaz also secures Soul Point for KT.
Yeah.
So Gen.G get absolutely nothing back for that huge risk that they took.
You know what? I'll say it.
Please do.
As soon as I saw the entire global side with 3-0 predictions for Gen.G.
I mean, Pony tried his best. He tried his absolute best.
But it's hard to explain.
It is. It's hard to explain just how much he was not able to curse KT by predicting for them. It is going to be this inner turret falling down. And it's a best of 5, ladies and gentlemen. We might be getting a little bit too far ahead of ourselves, but KT are looking absolutely phenomenal here. And sometimes, you know, like, if someone took the test and you could watch it the day before, why not just copy it? You know, it's the same exam as now Kaz is going to have his ride stopped there a little bit as Shelly is taken down, so not able to get another charge.
It makes you wonder, during these 2 weeks, I mean, KT and HD win drawn against each other. May have been
Hey, that's a good point. As now Keen separated once again. A great satchel as well to make sure that this Scion is just completely disconnected to death. This is going to be a dead turret if Aiming wants it, and there it goes.
Aiming has just been dominant.
Ziggs. And Effort's had a great game as well, as now Duro caught out of position, just slammed into the wall and taken down. Canyon could also be in trouble as well. Crescent Guard trying to keep him okay, but it's a great satchel charge, and Cuz goes in. Now Keen gets over the wall, and they do manage to lock down Effort, but now Keen could be in.
That might be the game plan here, but they are looking to move in. Ruler's TPing.
Canyon is taking a lot of damage, man. This poke is problematic. And Effort taking a lot of damage here. Is able to get himself over. That is a minefield thrown back towards KT. That was cute. Didn't know that was even a projectile, but you learn something new every day. As Chovy now with some control here. They do move themselves in. Keen is just taking shot after shot, though, from Aiming and from Perfect.
Yeah, they're claiming space, but they're losing health in the meantime, taking so much poke. They are giving some back, though, with that True Shot Barrage, but this is not a comfortable position for Gen.G.
KT is circling like sharks, and look at this. They're sharks with laser beams, man. This Jace is able to get a lot of these shock blasts through. BDD on that flank angle as well, looking for a way in as Ruler is hunting. Looking to try and see whether he can dissuade BDD from moving over. These Mystic shots, some of them hitting. Doing
almost
a fair bit of work.
5,000 damage from the Ziggs already.
Oh dear, Effort not actually able to move in, and that is Chovy finding the pick off. It's a solo in the end, actually, as now BDD fighting against Canyon as Ruler moves over. King going to be taken out. There goes Duro as well. And BDD is able to realm warp his way back to his teammates. That is going to be the steal of the Drake going over to... Effort is absolutely a secret agent. Hook shots towards Canyon here. Hextech ultimatum, nowhere for him to go. And down goes the Xin Zhao Crescent Guard. Now it's up.
Insane.
And it's very big. That is a big Inferno Bomb. I think Mega's probably a good enough word. As, all right, Aiming taking a lot of damage from Ruler, though. Mega Inferno Bomb does nothing if you're dead. As there's a Rune Prison on to Keen. They're trying to dissuade the engage from the Scion. And Effort looking for an angle once again. Chovy looking to find him once again, and he will be able to do so. Pop goes the Camille. All right, Chovy knows his job. Just kill him so that he can't do anything. He takes a lot of damage. It is otherwise going to be fine, and this is the price that Gen.G has to pay with BDD towards that bottom side. There's a kickback on Duro, and the flash in from Effort to lock down Chovy. It doesn't quite work, as there is Aiming, grabbing the kill, but it's a double for Chovy. And now BDD in this backline looking to make his way in. They take out Keen, and Canyon just dives on top, and down goes the Rise. Gen.G writing a new script for this matchup this time, as Mega Inferno Bomb does come in, and wait, never mind, it's not new. They did make a comeback in the last time we saw basically this same matchup for these champions, and Gen.G gonna move over towards the Baron.
Now Kaza's flash and smite and his Elise in, so we'll see if he can approach and try and get a steal. They're trying to stop him. Ruler's getting damage down onto him.
Teleport in from Aiming to try and offer that poke damage forward. Kaz Not going to get into the Baron pit just yet. They do get the information as there's a satchel just to be annoying. Effort's moved his way over. This is getting a little dicey as the rebuttal now. He's in the pit! Gets into the pit but does go down. He takes down. Oh! There was no smite in that pit for a moment. Was killed. But it is going to be Gen.G that secured in the end thanks to Ruler. Chovy now has a very cool hat and a Baron to utilize with it.
That was so tense. They just changed places.
Yeah, it kind of broke my brain for a second there.
Oh, there was just a manic moment, but both junglers end up going down, and it's Gen.G who had control of the areas. Gen.G who get the Baron. The goal lead is closing. The soul hasn't been secured. It's 40 seconds till KT get another chance, but even so, it's Ocean Soul. They're losing control of this game, and things are starting to go a little bit pear-shaped for KT.
The power of Chovy in a lot of these moments could not be understated as Keen once again possibly caught out, although very, very tanky is this man. Now able to get healed up and helped out by his teammates.
I mean, it's crazy this Sion just has 2 items when so many other people are working on 3 or 4, and yet still, it's just bulky enough.
Well, KT now looking to prepare for this Drake that's going to be up in 1 second's time. KT having to make their way through a lot of watered brush.
Oh,
could be very scary.
Again.
Yeah.
No flash, but he's been spotted.
Yeah, on that control ward as the rest of KT are able to protect him.
Who we found him?
Catch in exactly the same spot. This time Perfect goes down, and Kaza is going to be singled out as well. Down to the GA as in goes effort onto Chovy, looking to try and lock him up as aiming still relatively safe. Gets another minefield down, and my God, the Ziggs damage is disgusting, but it's Ruler that just circumnavigates him, takes down BDD. Aiming should be going, and it's a triple for Ruler. If it's not Chovy, it's Ruler in this game.
And they managed to find the fight again. Chovy with the massive pick. No engage. It doesn't matter when Chovy is there to take out these key members of KT, and Ruler comes in with a cleanup.
Oh my goodness. This Ezreal, 4 items together. Gen.G find themselves a gold lead for the first time in this game. And a 6,250 Red Bull Baron power play is
threats, because if either can go down, Gen.G are in such a bad spot. Effort.
Oh yeah, caught out of position. Does manage to get the hookshot stun onto Keen, but he still flashes. Now the satchel is going to get Canyon even closer to the carries. Hextech Ultimatum comes on over. They're going to try and kill the Xin Zhao, and they do manage to take him out there. Cuz might just fall as well though, and True Shot Barrage separates effort from his life force, and KT... Oh, BDD is going to move down towards this bottom side, wants to try and break open the base, I guess, in the meantime, as the Dragon is going to be going over to Gen.G. A third Ocean, not exactly the most. And KT unable to lock him down. Still teleport back from Keen, and now it's KT. Oh, the no! He almost just killed him, and he did! As effort is now going to try and make up for it by trying to take down Keen here. Mega Inferno Bomb is going to be avoided. And KT want to make a cross map. They are going to be able to take down this tower in the mid lane. That will go down very quickly thanks to aiming. Not quite able to get the crystalline overgrowth. Oh, perfect. Keen now going to get tagged here. Does manage to ult to avoid getting kicked back. That was nicely done. Mega Inferno Bomb onto only a Sion, who looks like his health bar is going up. True Shot Barrage is going to sail over the top of them, and it's effort that goes down. Yeah, Keen is immortal now.
He's so tanky, and effort is paper now, though they're looking for them.
Yeah, looking for an angle here towards Canyon. It's Cuz that dives on top of him. Perfect should be able to help take down the Xin Zhao, and there it is, down to his GA.
Nice, the base.
KT are now also trying to take down Keen. Ruler and Chovy, though, they have all the damage, and they're going to say, you can have Keen.
Guys, they're ending the game.
Canyon, we are going to win the game. Exactly right. Nexus turret number 2 going to go down, and they have so much damage. Aiming makes it back to watch as his Nexus goes poof. And Gen.G will go up 1-0 in the series.
So much happened in that game. A dominant too. I think just picking a strong melee engager in this situation. And it looks like it will just be that Rel. So both teams, a lot of explosive power in their compositions, a longer range AD carry who will be vulnerable if connected. Is no.
Yeah, they did lose mid control just for a moment there. Thought that maybe KT were going to go for something, but it looks like that is not going to be the angle. Aiming is lurking, so he can maybe find a little bit of a deadly flourish attempt.
Claps onto him. There's no TP from Chovy. No one's near. He might just be dead.
Yeah, cease and desist is available. There is the Weaver's Wall. The ultimate does manage to buy a lot of space, but they just get back on top of him. Keen should be able to take down Kaza here, though. Oh, there it is, the 1-for-1. And it's a disaster for KT.
It's not just the fact that he buffered the ult, but the fact he lands it so he can move away from where they were trying to target him down makes all the difference.
Beautifully played.
Wheeler still has no flash.
Effort. Oh dear. There is the revisit, and down will go Ruler. It's a decent cleanse, but he is not going to live. Sometimes you just like to press up.
Kaza has so much impact in these early fights, and Keen still yet to complete his first item. We know that first item spike on the Ambessa, very significant. So
plates up there. As there is the crash down, flash out from Duro, but he immediately gets encountered by Kuz, who is able to throw him towards the sky. There's the blast cone, but Effort gets into position. Dawning Shadow to try and keep Duro alive. He's still alive as the curtains were called. He's finally taken out, but it's just support for support. A little bit of a different story. You dash anyway. That's all right, KT now looking to close in on Chovy here. Effort going to be moving on over. There's the Magna Storm to hold him in position. And he needs to get out of the way of the seismic shove. He does manage to pass that test, but now the curtains have been called. Oh my goodness. Dodges the last one though. We just need an auto from BDD, and they do manage to take him down. Just not quite enough able to rely on the turret.
Yeah, auto to the head is enough. Now Canyon looking for perfect here.
Okay.
With no flash, this should be an easy dive.
Yep, Equalizer is going to come down, so they will at least be able to have perfect deal with the wave. Flash out from Keen to make sure that he doesn't die. As now he got a crash down from Effort to get over to a blast cone, and then to get pulled back by Duro and probably killed. There's a great seismic shove though as BDD comes over to save the day, and Deadly Flourish connects onto Chovy. It's a fair bit of damage there. Is now aiming. Wants to have another one of those Deadly Flourishes, but doesn't quite have it back up just yet. And KT will now just move over towards this mid lane.
Aiming, not having ult there, is really what allowed Gen.G just to limp away on the back of that play. Did look like they were going to overcommit a bit onto Effort. Now looking for BDD. BDD has flash.
Well, the Tibbers is going to come down from the sky, and the Anchor is not going to steal the kill. That's going to go over to Chovy. So they're going to trade BDD for mid-outer turret.
I think BDD just has to flash their away defensively. The Tibbers was very telegraphed. That just is enough for them to say, we don't need this dragon. We can give it up. We can play for top instead.
Exactly what they're going to do. So first one for KT on the board as BDD might be targeted once again. And yeah, Canyon comes in, finds that Cyclone. As soon as it comes off cooldown, he's using it. I just never would have thought of it. As all right, Keen not going to be breaking that Crystalline Overgrowth just yet. Wants to deny as many minions as possible. And we'll find...
Keen and Canyon are really strong, both of them. Especially when Canyon gets a second item, such a big spike for the Wukong.
Oh dear, this is just trading mid laners over and over again. Crash down from Effort is going to connect, and BDD is going to get some revenge as Tib is also taken out.
I'm going to say it. This is normally the top laner's fate. So yeah. Keen and Perfect are kind of happy seeing it not be them. That being said...
Yeah, Keen is going to, I guess, feel jealous. I don't know. As he is going to potentially have a little bit to deal with himself, but he just holds onto the wave, and he will be all right. Chovy is going to get discovered by Kuz, but Kuz not going to go underneath the turret this time around. Now just going to come on over. Does manage to get the smite down onto Chovy. Cease and desist is up in 3 seconds time as Effort is going to move in as well. All right, how do we magic our way out of this one? Is you don't. That's the answer, as he is just eliminated by aiming.
This just feels more personal. I think after game one and what he did in the ML, justified, but it's not exactly a good trade in this situation where Gen.G are going to take this tier 2 inner.
And the outer in mid is so close to going down.
Yeah.
I'm going to say probably not worth, as KT did have a lead. And now they do not. This is going to help pull it back, but I think it'll be about 1,000 gold in Gen.G's favor regardless.
I think just so... Oh, TP coming in.
All right.
Kind of get in range of the Wukong.
Decent assist. Does manage to find him here as the Weaver's Wall comes on through. There's a public execution, though, as they're looking to try and get on top of Canyon, but he makes his way out to relative safety. Kuz's health bar is now too low, and the rest of KT, I think they're going to have to back away. Flash out from Perfect. No equalizer, and Keen is going to back away and let them live. Looks like Baron not going to be on the cards. It's only 21 minutes into the game, but man, there's so much jostling for position. I can't believe no one died.
Yeah, I mean, they were looking for it. KT just gunning after Canyon, thinking if they get this jungle kill, they could maybe...
It's just Tibbers and a depth charge. Gen.G also a little bit worse for wear as far as that is concerned. Great buffer, but now going to get tagged, and Duro gonna have to flash to get out of the way. That last shot blocked by Keen, and Duro gonna get barbecued by Perfect in the end. Did have to invest the equalizer for it though, as now Canyon could be in a little bit of trouble. Cuz trying to move himself out of the way as Chovy realizing that he has lurking in the area as Jonas Strong does try and keep us on our toes. Canyon gets in there, Effort with the Shattering Strike. This is gonna be a 50-50 most likely, but there's cease and desist, and Ruler doing so much damage with that Dawning Shadow. There is the steal from Canyon, and Cuz goes down as well. It's a disaster for KT, as the golden flamethrower is also going to be removed. It's a double for Chovy. And move and shoot. That's all Ruler was doing. Kind of untouched. Good sidestep on the last seismic shove, but that was the more and more of a problem already with 2 items completed. As Cuz looking for Duro once again. Cease and desist on to Ruler though, as I think they have done their homework, but the bear is going to come down from the sky, and Cuz able to get himself out of the way just now as Canyon moving on in. Dawning Shadow avoided there by the Vi, and Effort able to crash his way out of there. Man, the fancy footwork here from KT. Kind of working the seismic shove, pulls him back, and Keen gonna have to try and commit to this. They do manage to take down Effort, but now the depth charge onto Perfect comes in, and the curtains have been called. Exactly. Effort is now moving towards Keen, looking for a bit of an angle here as he doesn't find the Shattering Strike. There's the crash down as Public Execution not going to connect. Cuz trying to get himself out of there, but Canyon finds the backline. Aiming is just going to get executed by the Dawning Shadow. Decent flick there from PDD, but they've missed out on so much of their damage now. As KT, the equalizer did absolutely nothing, and now the Piercing Darkness from Ruler will be able to keep everyone safe. Gen.G just moving forward like a freight train.
Getting control of the area just to deny any chances of Cuz moving in and stealing this one. Duro's playing bouncer, as is Keen.
All right.
And this could just be sold for Gen.G.
It should be. And it feels so methodical from Gen.G today. You know, this feels like last year where they were just kind of winning everything forever and there just wasn't a whole lot of doubt. That's what side. Canyon with his Guardian Angel. Still up and at the ready. Gen.G looking for it here, as Cuz can always pull the trigger. BDD is the target they're looking for. The anchor goes wide though. Deadly Flourish connects onto Duro, is now Perfect just throwing harpoons around, and Duro gets punched by Cuz. Equalizer, and Duro just walks up the whole way. Curtain call. Oh, the tippers! As max range, but it's a massive bear from the sky from Chovy, and it's now Keen able to dash around the battlefield. Cuz is wiped out. And it's only the bottom lane left for KT.
So much of the focus from KT was on this Nautilus, they lost track of the small gill with the bear. And Chovy just comes in and gets a humongous ult. KT had
oh no! Cyclone comes down yet again. Effort knows that he has to invest everything just to keep himself safe. And that's a decent Shattering Strike, but another Cyclone does come in. And now the rest of Gen.G are closing. Effort will be able to get himself out of there relatively safely, but look at how far they've been pushed away from this Elder Pit.
Yeah, pushes them away, and even though you burn the Cyclone, it also burns Effort's Flash and Ultimate, which are big team fighting tools as well. So you're feeling great about this, continuing this siege, and the center with the Rapid Fire is a monster in these siege setups. The Static Shiv as well, very annoying to deal with.
Yep, you can see aiming, just walking incredibly slowly, trying to escape all of this, as Effort now at least has his health bar back. Chovy, oh my goodness, that stasis was absolutely absurd. Dash cannons to get himself out of the way. Dawning Shadow is going to be there, as now Effort very, very low. As Gen.G just settle back in to another siege scenario.
And Cuz doesn't ult, but he's now got no flash, so it's going to be hard to find a window. Ruler playing pretty aggressive.
Oh, has to flash.
That was
something for KT.
One. They're going to move back towards the Elder. KT, you have to rush in if they want to be able to contest this. I mean, it's only Canyon for now, so it's going slowly. They have to make some headway quickly.
Oh, well, the rest of Gen.G are still going to be here. The Public Execution right into the back line just manages to skewer aiming, and Keen is able to lock him down in the end as well. Perfect now trying to get something done. Goes gold in the last moment, but does nothing at all as far as damage. And now Chovy looking to try and prove it against PDD once again. This is going to be the inhibitor turret going down, and this should be the end of the game, and match point already for Gen.G.
Gen.G end up crushing KT there. They try and approach to contest the Elder, but they get decimated. Keen and Chovy absolutely on fire in this game, and BDD, last one alive on the Nexus, will stay alive, but the Nexus will not.
And man, the last game was KT off to a great start. This game...
It's got to be something like Azir or Victor in this situation. Just play at a distance, be that secondary carry. But when they do inevitably just focus down aiming, it ends up going for the Victor. So one little concern with that is that level 6, there was a lot of threat from that enemy mid-jungle. It's 2 targeted Prio. The bot lane Prio as well means it's just Fierce Dragon pickup for KT. Chemtech Dragon as well, so no Chemtech Soul feels pretty good.
Yeah, next one going to be fighting over these grubs right now. First one should be going over to Canyon. We'll see how confident he is to lock down the next couple. Does still have Smite. As right now, Chovy gonna have to deal with that gravity well. Is gonna get stunned up as the Arcane Storm does come down. Battle Dance is decent. Canyon goes into the sky. He just flips over towards his blue buff. And now the last 2 grubs should be going over here as Slice Dice from Perfect. He has the Dominus there as well. There's no hop left for Keen. He has Flash, but so does Perfect, and he decides not to pull the trigger. Just pushes the Gnar out of the way.
Forces him out of lane, doesn't have to burn his Flash. I think if he goes for that...
Still has his barrier, but now doesn't have Flash.
Oh, Chovy doesn't have TP though. He's recalling. So he's going to stick around. Aiming's a great target now. With no Flash, no ult.
Yeah.
Chovy can just go in, root him, and self-ult, and he's fine.
Wild Growth is there for effort, so maybe that's going to be an angle, but the Claw not going to be taken there, so Chovy just going to be backing away. And there is...
And you pop your ultimate, and it just instantly gets cleansed. It's going to feel way worse for Chovy.
Oh, there is the Frozen Tomb. Claw actually doing a lot of work here as Canyon comes on over, ults for the finish. As Perfect does get a bunch of his health back there with the Cold-a-Meek, but that is still going to be the kill going over the
lower. Yeah. This tower and a Herald as bonus for KT, so I think KT feeling pretty happy about this one.
Yeah, I think you'll smile at the cross map as that is going to be aiming now, securing that turret like you were talking about, and closes the gap between himself and Ruler pretty considerably. Ruler also taking some harassment here from BDD on this Victor, who has had a relatively quiet game so far.
Herald has potential, could also just throw it down mid to force Gen.G to respond.
Because now just going to be throwing flags around, Effort taking a lot of damage from these little doggos.
Yeah, I gotta say Canyon is pretty farmed, pretty far ahead of Cuz. Level 12 on the Neferi.
Ooh, Chovy does get the circle down. There's a Cataclysm Wild Growth combo as Cuz immediately gets out of there. Interruption on the grand entrance is decent as the Frozen Tomb gets McHale's immediately, like you were talking about. Gen.G's health bar is just going lower and lower as there is the Featherstorm aiming, finds the Arc of Ruin, but it is not enough to get any kills. Still they push Gen.G away, but KT are also looking a little worse for wear, even if they do get control of the pit.
Crazy that no one died in that passage of play, but Gen.G getting focused down first. They're trying to contest this though, Canyon.
Yeah, dealt with the Slurkle. He's in here a little early, you could say, as now doesn't have the untarget ability. The teleport back in as Keen's coming on over. That is going to be the secure of the Drake from Gen.G. Denying that soul point from KT is now BDD looking for the Chovy angle as he gets the claw down, disappears. And now BDD wanting to find more. Is the death ray going to be there? The grand entrance just to be a hero. And he does save Chovy, but Duro dies in the process.
Now Keen and Canyon looking though.
Yep, Gravity Well does come on through here as Canyon bounces over the wall. The Gravity Field not doing much of anything at all as the Hyper Proc starting to come in, and maybe the KT overextension has begun as Chovy gets his immediate revenge, although he doesn't get an assist.
Pretty heavy cost to pay. You could see BDD frustrated that they weren't able to get more kills out of that fight, and he burns his flash to make that play happen, which is just a 1-for-1. This is after the initial fight has already happened, which was super close. The Combat Herald gets thrown down because considering the option of going in for the Smite and then using that as an out, but in the end, the Smite comes through and Gen.G just disengaged. BDD trying to kill Chovy here. Duro goes for the heal and then shields. Oh
no, the aiming face check as, you know, he tried to press ult and barrier and stuff like that and get himself out of the way as there's the reset as Canyon looks for some daggers onto Effort, who almost just the flash out from Ruler. Cataclysm for Flash. KT will take that one, but there is still a lot further up to go.
Yeah, a good summon of the bin.
Oh, dear. Wait. Solidarity, I guess, from aiming support. His Effort's just dead.
Guys, that brush isn't worth it.
Yeah, let's not go into that brush anymore, KT.
I don't know what the obsession is, but whatever it is, it's not worth it.
Aiming's like, I dropped my candy. I dropped my candy in that brush. Effort, could you go get it for me? As Chovy going to be able to claw his way out of here. That is going to be the tower falling down in mid lane and the whole map opening up for Gen.G. Items are now done here for Ruler. And Chovy is just kind of messing with them, is what it looks like at the moment, as Canyon goes up into the sky to try and avoid the Arcane Storm, but BDD still doing a lot of damage here, as there's the knock-up onto Duro. Kuz looking for the angle there, but he's got Battle Dance. I think Duro's going to be just fine.
I don't think Canyon is.
Canyon is. Yeah, I think he might just be very dead. As he throws some daggers around, there is a cute little polymorph, and that is BDD locking down the kill. I'll see whether he can find it. Aiming on this dragon, charging up that Q quite nicely is Keen. He's got the Mega Narbar kind of working out for him as the Arcane Storm goes down onto Chovy. Cataclysm, but the Claw manages to get him out of there. And now the quickness has come on through. Duro looking for a bit of an angle, but he's very squishy. Gets knocked up. Perfect makes it into the back line. And down goes Keen for the first kill of the fight. Chovy makes his way forward, ults himself, and takes the dragon. And then breaks the arm guard, but is still not out of dodge just yet. Takes the Claw. Now he is. Rule ults backwards for some reason. And now Perfect is the target. Coldami comes through, but now Ruler is going to get punished for that initial mistake, and KT are closing in. The death ray doesn't do it, but the Q does, and BDD may have just opened the door to a Baron attempt for KT.
A critical error from Ruler. The Feather Storm in the wrong direction allows KT to chase, to approach with no threat, and they manage to clean up the kills. And now looking for Canyon. If they can deny him, the Baron is free. Wrapping around the bot side of the map where Keen is trying to stack up his Mega Narbar.
This is where the vision is for Gen.G with that control ward down. They also have the irremovable vision here from the Rift Scuttler that now just dissipates.
Jovi's just clearing out mid wave. He does have TP, but he's a little late.
Yep, they do start this one up as Canyon bounces over that wall. Keen with a great Narbar position right now, as Chovy still biding his time, hasn't committed to moving on over. As BDD, be careful, he's going rogue. The rest of Gen.G now holding onto the Drake. They do not let it reset, as now the pre-dominus here from Perfect as he gets into the back of the pit. Duro going to be his target, at least for the moment, as Keen was looking to try and make his way in, but there is the Drake secured. That is Soul Point over to Gen.G. The flash out of his own Cataclysm for Kuz, but now the AoE flies forward. Aiming was free hitting. He gets ulted by Keen and then just dashes away, flashes out, but it's the Lulu that goes down first. Aiming trying his best to get this damage down as he dashes in on top of Keen and then is immediately punished by Chovy. The double kill for the Lysandra, and KT, they still have BDD, there's still a lot of damage, but they've only gotten one kill so far in this fight. Canyon goes up into the sky. As we speak, down to 50%, my goodness, they do a lot of damage as Kuz flagging a dragon towards Duro, as Chovy now holding Perfect in place. Will be able to get himself out of there. Effort is moving over, does have the polymorph in hand. Let's see whether they can lock him down. The flash forward as Perfect looks to try and take him out, but he can buy so much time for himself. Frozen Tomb does come down, and there's a Ring of Frost as well as the rest of Gen.G. They're going to show up in time, and Perfect desperation as he dives forward, and now Keen takes matters into his own hands. A double for Ruler, who's yelling Penta, Penta, Penta. He'll take the triple, at least for now, as BDD and Effort need to escape to try and deny all of them being on the floor, as Gen.G looking for another date at MSI and another date with T1 in order to get there.
And KT think they've caught Chovy, but he's able to buy so much time in this situation. Perfect trying to get on top of him. Not the easiest thing to do as a Renekton, but they're moving over, and it's just buying so much time in this situation. Doesn't use his stasis early because he waits for everyone else to get in range. Self-ult in Gen.G. 8,000 gold lead, and so close to taking that final Nexus of the day.
Yeah, and this was looking so incredibly close. It was down to the wire, and now it is anything but that. This is a ridiculous lead that Gen.G have built up for themselves, and the Rebel Baron power play is only at 1,500 for the moment. They've wiped out every single outer turret, and the inhibitors are the only things still defended so far for KT, who are now circling the drain. Canyon going to be taking down this dragon, and that is going to be Mountain Soul with quad Mountain Drakes. And I'd say that that is probably a decent way to win the game.
It's pretty good. It's pretty nice. It's
pros column, put that one in the pros column.
For sure. It's going to make it very hard for KT, who already has such a deficit, to cut through these members of Gen.G.
All right, looking for the angle there. There's a wild growth on to Ruler, who gets the protection, and KT just do not have the options. Chovy turns it into an engage as he self-ults onto the turret. They take down effort, but Duro's dead as well. There goes Ruler, and now it's Aiming's turn to try and get this damage down. BDD getting the work done himself as he can walk through the base gate. The death ray is named well as Keen will go down and
do so when they're under such threat.
Now KT moving up this mid lane. Kaz might be in a little bit of trouble. Does get snared momentarily as BDD actually dashing forward, looking for that Arcane Storm. It hasn't really done anything outside of get rid of the Mountain Shield, as now the ulti comes forward from Canyon as well as he gets in on top. The follow-up is very, very late. And now Keen from that top side finally shows up as Chovy gets that claw forward but does not follow it in. And KT, I don't know whether they're exactly unhappy with how this one went. Ult for ult is going to be the trade. Canyons for BDDs. But now the Baron is being started up by Gen.G, even though KT know it's going to be so hard for them to do anything about it, as the claw is not going to be followed once again.
Gone.
Perfect gets in there, and there is the Baron. It's just gone. But Gen.G, take it.
I will say Baron, not the biggest concern when Elder is on the card, so KT will back away here and try and regain control. Chaos Storm nearly back up again for BDD.
Yep, you cannot lose anyone though, otherwise it's just going to be free Elder as Perfect, he might be going down. Canyon managing to land those daggers, slicing and dicing.
Oh, the blast
and Kaz trying to get himself out of there. He flashes to get away. There are 2 GAs, so these low health members will keep themselves alive. But they do want to take those big cooldowns, and Canyon's dead! Cataclysm comes in, and it's a double for Aiming. Perfect is now trying to fight this as he goes down to his GA. And Ruler and Chovy and Keen, I think they're just going to try and look to end the game because they've lost their smite and Elder is up.
BDD walking forward, looking for Ruler here.
Oh my goodness, this is so precarious. This is so awkward because Gen.G have just kind of obliterated the base. And so KT, they need someone to defend, but they also need to take this Elder off the map before respawns come in.
Okay, Perfect's there. They should be able to defend this top inhibitor. 2 down, it's not good, but it's not the end of the game. And they now thin it out. Might have to give up this tier 2. I think that's going to be the cost in this situation, but it's not exactly a huge... Keen might be more of a cost.
He is going to be put into the Cataclysm, has to flash to get himself out of the way, as there is the claw from Chovy, but he ain't taking that one. That is a little bit too scary, as BDD breaks that Crystalline Overgrowth, does a lot of damage there to the turret.
So as much as the flash going down seems bad for Gen.G, it actually distracted KT away from the tower, and it meant they have to wait for another wave. It's just buying more and more time. The tower's going to go down anyway.
Yep.
They are stalling KT out as well as they can. The Baron buff is gone, so they don't have that available. But it's 30 seconds. There's just one more wave coming in that KT have to play with, and it looks like they're not even going to sit around and wait for that. The Elder has been timed out. The gold lead is closed by 1,000. And KT, despite getting that all-powerful buff, haven't been able to translate into too much on.
Oh no, it's flash from BDD. He's not able to get over the wall, but he's still able to do a lot of damage before he dies. But Chovy answers! Massive frozen tomb on himself. He goes golden as well. And now Duro gets in there, but everyone does make themselves scarce, gets out of the way, but the Lulu not going to survive. Aiming, trying to fight this one as he does kill the doggo, but now everyone else is dead. And Aiming will be able to chase down Duro potentially, but Ruler will be there with the damage. And Aiming just realizing that he has to try and do this one by himself. Chovy teleports to the enemy base, and he's going to look to finish this one once and for all. A 3-0 for Gen.G off the back of this man in the mid lane. Oh my goodness, Gen.G, what a performance in the end there. They may have lost the Elder Drake, but